right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Just want to introduce myself, Chris Harding, President of the Board. Wanted to give a brief update. I know we've been working very diligently about the legislation upstate in terms of our budget asks and what have you. Again, I want to thank our board members who have been working tirelessly hand in hand with administration here to fight for our funding and to push back on some of the provisions that they are trying to include on the legislation. So again, just there's going to be a lot of work from now until it hits the governor's desk. So we're still, what would you say, Colleen? Is this fourth quarter now?
We're in fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. Okay.
God willing.
All right, God willing, God willing. But we've got a good coach, a good team. Just got to play good defense from here on out. So
been activated.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So thank you all for your work. Do we have anybody here for public comment? No? Okay. We'll move right into business then with the director's report.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Molly, please take the roll call.
Miss Allen,
Here.
Mr. Harding,
Here.
Miss Lewis,
Here.
Miss Redden,
Here.
Miss Reynolds.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And now we'll move on to the director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. I am Paula Brehm, Paula Brehm here, the Eva J. Herman Co-Director Report.
It took me a year to get
I know, happens to us all apparently. I'm going to continue with some legislative information. First, I do want to note that Ohioans approved 100% of the public library levies this spring. So on May 6th, Ohio voters approved every public library levy on local ballots. The successful library ballot issues included 8 renewals, 2 replacement levies, 2 additional/new, and 1 bond issue. The 13 levies passed with an average voter approval rating of 69%. Yeah, yes. Further with the legislative update, just to put a little more context, when this was written, and this is something that's kind of changing every day, so the state budget. Several public library directors, including me, along with staff from the Ohio Library Council, testified in May before the Senate committees to advocate for public library funding as part of the state budget process. I had the opportunity to testify before the Senate Education Committee, and along with 4 other public library directors, and was one of 2 public library directors. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to go with what I'm talking about. And was one of 2 public library directors to testify before the Senate Health Committee. On Tuesday, June 3rd, the Ohio Senate introduced its version of the state budget bill. The Senate bill, substitute bill, continues to place library funding into a budget line item rather than as a percentage of state general revenue fund, or GRF. Additionally, there were no changes to the distribution of library funds to counties included in the substitute bill. So below, I have listed there the specific public library amounts. So in the Senate version, you can see fiscal year 490,500. I think that's incorrect. I apologize. I think we have a typo there. I think it's 10 less
In the Senate than the House.
than the House.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I will correct that and we'll put it in there. So it's a little bit less. The bottom line is, the last one there is the governor's version, which was significantly higher. Part of the problem between the Senate and the House bill also is that the Senate version is proposed to allocate funding for several entities from the Public Library Fund. This is where it's mentioned, further reducing the actual dollar amounts by more than $10 million annually, which would be deducted from the PLF before the distribution to the counties. So technically the amounts may be very similar, but the actual amounts will be receiving less because the State Library of Ohio, Ohioana, the regional library systems, OPLIN, the Ohio Public Library Information Network, and the Library for the Blind are all coming off the top of that public library fund line amount. Additionally, the Senate included new language to allow county budget commissions to reduce collections, the tax collections. This proposal eliminates the option also for a replacement levy.
We're working very hard to get that vetoed.
I know. That is a new development that is, to say the least, concerning. So that would not be something, the distribution formula that we talked about would have impacted us immediately, but some of these other are longer term concerns. So we will continue here in the fourth quarter to do our best to move away from those provisions. The Senate proposal keeps language in the House, that came out of the House, related to the placement of materials related to sexual orientation or gender identity in a portion of the law library not primarily open to the view of minors. I've provided both in-person and written testimony to multiple Senate committees in opposition of this provision, noting that parents and guardians are in the best position to determine what is good fit for their families and kids. Now, we provide tools to assist them in this area. The implementing the provision as it written could be costly and quite difficult to manage. So the proposal to change the term of trustees from 7 to 4 years, that does remain in the proposed Senate bill. That is the one provision that we are not taking a stance on. So some of you who are going to be reappointed, if this were to go through, it would be a 4-year rather than 7-year term at your next appointment. We are continuing to evaluate the bill language and its potential impact on libraries as it advances through the process. The final state biennial budget is scheduled to be approved by the end of June. Also wanted to note, while it's not part of the budget bill, that there is a constitutional amendment out there to eliminate property taxes. Recently, the Ohio Ballot Board approved language that is being proposed to abolish taxes on real property and prohibit any future taxes on real property. Following the approval by the ballot board as a single constitutional amendment, supporters can now begin collecting signatures. That proposal is supported by a grassroots group from Northeast Ohio called Citizen for Property Tax Reform. If the group doesn't obtain the required signatures needed by July 2, they plan to collect signatures in order to get the issue placed on the ballot next year. The Department of Taxation estimates that the property taxes currently generate more than $18 billion annually, funding not only libraries like us, but also schools, local governments, police and fire departments, public parks, developmental disabilities and health boards, and services for veterans and seniors. So that's just an overview of some of the things happening at the State House. We will know more, hopefully by the end of June, but that's where we're at right now. Going on to some non-budget news, Main Library reopening is 1-year anniversary celebration. I know Kathy's going to talk about that a lot. Yay, we'll hear more of that. The operations report is going to provide details along with the information about our planned anniversary celebration coming up. The highlight, that is the statistical highlight we offered, also has information about how 1 year has gone at Main Library. It's been great. Hi Bob, come on in.
1 3 minutes.
Oh, no. I'm doing all the talking right now, so have a seat and we'll get going. I am also meeting with vendors at the American Library Annual Conference coming up. I had not planned to attend that conference this year in Philadelphia, but I was contacted by vendors interested in discussing the e-materials market for public libraries and the options related to e-book and e-audiobook purchasing, which we've been talking about a lot this year. I will briefly attend meeting on Saturday, June 28th. The focus is on discussing potential options or partnerships that might result in relief from the onerous pricing imposed on libraries when purchasing the wildly popular and important e-materials formats. That concludes my report, Mr. Harding.
Thank you. Now we'll move things over to Ms. Redden for the Facilities, Finance, and Audit Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. My name is Diane Cunningham Redden. I'm the chair of the Facilities and Finance Audit Committee report. The Facilities and Finance and Audit Committee met on June 4, 2025 at the Main Library. Committee Chair Diane Cunningham Redden and committee members Gregory W. Olson, Colleen M. Reynolds were in attendance, along with Board President Christopher A. Harding. Staff members included Paula Bremheger and Molly DeFossi, also in attendance. It is the recommendation of the committee that the board take the following action. Sims Township Branch renovation and addition. The site preparation work is ongoing. The perimeter CMU block wall installation is underway with most of the north wall complete. The electrical and plumbing work is on schedule. The steel contractors are mobilized and ready to receive deliveries. The expansive slab pour was poured in late May. Turner continues to work to stay on schedule. The wet and cold winter and spring have posed some challenges for our already aggressive timeline. The planning for the children's play element is complete, and Kramer Design is working on the technical elements. The feature will include a children's climber resembling an airplane and will include several world travel components to represent the diverse community. Confirm the following change order that modifies the Sims Branch GMP for Turner Construction. You can see soil stabilization, required meter pit, and design changes for $73,110. And then we had breaking news. This afternoon, we received a standard easement request for the Sims Township Branch Library project from Duke Energy. We are requesting also approval of the easement and authorization for the Eva Jane Remain Coombe Director to execute any necessary documents related to the easement subsequent to legal review. The Avondale Branch Maintenance and Renovation. Authorize the Eva Jane Remain Coombe Director to execute any necessary documents related to the lease of the temporary space for the Avondale Branch Library at 434 Forest Avenue. After a thorough search, we have identified Living God Church at 434 Forest Avenue, 0.8 of a mile from the library, or from the branch, as a temporary space. We're working through the details and hope to move in later this summer. The construction documents will be finalized soon. At that point, Turner will bid out the project. We intend to have the GMP for approval at the August 2025 board meeting, and work will begin shortly thereafter. 2025 branch maintenance, Mount Washington branch, Marymount, and Oakley branches, and replacement of Sharonville chiller. The guaranteed maximum price for Mount Washington came in slightly under the estimate of $2 million, and we are working to execute the agreement. The current branch will close on June 6, 2025, and temporary location will open on June 11, 2025. The work on the existing building will be underway by the end of June. The temporary location for Mount Washington was noted in the April meeting. We are planning to open the temporary location June 9. Confirm the authorization for the Eva Jane Remain Coombe Director to execute any necessary documents related to the lease of the temporary space for the Mount Washington Branch Library. The bidding for the work at Marymount and Oakley is expected to be completed at the end of June with an updated GMP to follow. The library goes to great lengths to minimize service disruption during the maintenance and renovation of buildings. We evaluate several factors when making a decision on temporary spaces. The project duration exceeds 6 months. The building needs to be completely empty based on the nature of the work, proximity to nearby library services, availability of nearby rental opportunities at an affordable rate, and cost of space compared to transaction cost of moving. Property records. The majority of the library locations are deeded in several names inconsistent with our current name and listed in Hamilton County Auditor property records in that manner. The properties also have inconsistent owners listed. They should be listed as Board of Trustees, Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library. In some cases, there are multiple parcels for each location, which creates certain issues when permitting improvements. At the advice of the prosecutor's office, we plan to prepare quitclaim deeds, transferring the property into the new name and/or consolidating parcels as we're able once we receive confirmation this will not impact our tax exemption status on the properties. Authorize the Eva Jane Remain Coombe Director and/or the fiscal officer to execute all documentation related to aligning all library property deeds to the current library name and consolidate parcels as able. All details will be reported to the board. Depository agreements. The current depository agreements with Fifth Third Bank, U.S. Bank, PNC Bank, Huntington Bank, and First Financial Bank expire on July 31, 2025. The library is satisfied with the commercial banking provided by Fifth Third Bank and the investment management services provided by U.S. Bank. We will consider evaluating these services and potential changes in 2026 or 2027. Authorize the fiscal officer to seek and execute depository agreements for the period August 1st, 2025 to July 31st, 2030 with Fifth Third Bank, U.S. Bank, PNC Bank, Huntington Bank, and First Financial Bank. Some banks may decline as a result of collateral requirements. Property acquisition, 1609 West North Bend Road. Authorize the Eva Jane Remain Coombe Director to execute the following documents related to the purchase or the necessary documents related to the purchase of property located at 1609 West North Bend Road for $2.1 million contingent upon the seller agreeing to LOI submitted on 2/20/2025 and subsequent to state funding maintained at levels estimated at 6/4/2025. Final state budget is expected by June 30. Satisfactory due diligence and contract approval by the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. Could I get a,
Can I
yes
give you
ma'am, Can we get a motion first? Would you like to make the motion, Judge?
That we authorize Eva Jane Remain, County Director, to execute the necessary documents related to the purchase of the property located at 1609 West North Bend Road.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, I just want to clear, we're moving for all of the items listed.
Correct,
Okay.
all of the
But
items.
Judge Allen
All
would
of the
have a
items.
special shout out.
Yes,
she wants
yes, we are, but I just want to make sure we all
All the
know
items.
for all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Judge Allen,
So I accept that amendment to my
Okay.
motion.
I need a second.
Yes.
Second.
Okay. Okay, Miss Allen,
Aye.
Mr. Harding,
Yes to everything but the easement item for, due.
Oh, that's
you're
right,
right.
okay.
Yes.
I thought you were being funny, like what?
yeah.
Abstaining.
That's right.
He's abstaining.
He abstained from the
You're actually
Duke,
abstaining.
from just the
You
one.
were taking issue with it.
No,
I was like,
no, no,
whoa.
no.
Mr. Hendon, okay.
Something happened this
Miss
afternoon?
Lewis?
Yes.
Miss Redden?
Yes.
Miss Reynolds?
Yes. I don't know that we particularly followed Robert's rules, but.
Do you want to just reiterate what we've done for the record to make sure?
I'm just
We made a motion on all of the motionable items.
Yes.
Mr. Harding abstained from the Duke
Yeah.
because of a conflict of interest.
Yep.
Perfect,
Yes,
thanks
very
very much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Deep breath.
Keep reading.
Okay. For information only, Main Library project update. We continue our work with Champlin Architecture and Turner on facade concepts to refresh the 9th Street exterior and provide a clean design connection between the two buildings. The final bids, along with installation plans for the equipment for the chiller and cooling tower replacement project, are being reviewed by Turner Construction. The high-level GMP was approved last year in order to get the long lead time items on order, but a key component of this project is how to get the equipment installed. We intend to have the final plans and GMP executed over the next few months. This work will impact parking lot access to our north parking lot. Former Madisonville branch at 4830 Wetzel Avenue. Since the opening of the new Madisonville branch in March of 2023, the library has utilized the former Madisonville branch for staff workspace and storage of items while the main library was completed and due multiple branch renovations. There is no longer such a need to maintain that former branch facility, and in the spirit of good stewardship, we have started to evaluate future options for the building. We recently had a market analysis completed, and the estimated value is between $687,000 and $779,000. During the planning for the new branch, the leaders of Madisonville shared an interest in the building and requested the library work to preserve the original building, as well as consider selling the building to the community in some fashion. We intend to investigate potential options over the next few months, and we continue to monitor the city's plans for the neighboring fire station. Cheviot Branch Accessibility Maintenance and Renovation. The branch was completed on schedule and reopened on May 10, 2025. We are working through some punch list items and project closeout documentation. Miami Township Branch Replacement. The library is working with the architect, SHP, on the design schedule, with plans to complete the design by early 2026, with the GMP bidding and execution immediately after. Delhi Branch Replacement Planning. The design process will begin in the second half of 2025, with hopes of construction beginning in late 2026. The current project budget is $18 million. We will be working with JS Held, SHP, and Turner on this project. Forest Park Branch, we are working on obtaining the project closeout documentation. Mount Healthy Branch, we are working on obtaining the project close documentation. Maintenance project planning. As the design and planning concludes for these projects, we are getting ready to commence the facilities team and reviewing the current list of needs to determine the priorities. These critical items include Green Township HVAC full replacement estimate of $1 million, Green Township roof repair replacement estimated $750,000, Madeira HVAC full replacement estimate of $1 million, Covedale roof replacement estimate of $400,000. In addition, there's an HVAC and electrical work needed at the College Hill location, estimated to be $750,000 that will need to be considered if we stay at the current location. But that's not going to happen. So we don't have to worry about that. 2023 Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting Award. We were recently notified that the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, GFOA, has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the library for our annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended December 31, 2023. The report has been judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program, which includes demonstrating a constructive spirit of full disclosure to clearly communicate its financial story and motivate potential users and user groups to read the report. Their Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by government and its management. The library has received this report every year since the first year it was completed in the mid-1990s.
Ready for Molly?
Kudos to all.
Thank you.
2024 audit. The library submitted the basic financial statements of the Hinkle report to the auditor of state at the end of May to meet the 5/31/25 deadline. Working with the local government services unit of the auditor of state's office, we completed the annual comprehensive financial report. The audit team from Julian and Grubb will be on site the second week of June to complete the audit of the document before it is filed by the end of June. Fiscal department operations. With an aggressive implementation plan for the new accounting ERP system in 2023 and several unforeseen key staffing changes, we have not completed the implementation of several components of the new system. In addition, we have not been able to update our workflow to maximum the tools available. With the conclusion of the 2024 audit, we intend to dedicate staff resources to complete fixed assets, which includes over 10,000 items maintained for reporting and insurance, executive insights, ACH vendor payments, improved departmental reporting, and streamline the monthly financial reporting. Mr. Harding, this is the end of my report.
Great work.
Thank you, Ms. Reed.
Take a sip.
Drink of water, take a shot.
To our guests from College Hill, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. You're welcome to if you'd like to learn more,
I
but
have no idea why you would.
thank you.
Thank you all so much. I mean, the taxpayers in Cincinnati and Hamilton County really do appreciate you all. I mean, the positive feedback that we got from even our people in College Hill was just overwhelming. And it sounds like they were right there at state level as well to support you. So
Right.
thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's must be the same people who go to every library. Must be hear the same thing from every library.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Judge Allen. See you later.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. All right. I'll now turn things over to Judge Allen for the Operations Committee report.
Thank you. And I would like to thank Kathy Bach, who always prepares these excellent reports and does excellent work. And on the committee also is Robert G. Hendon and Colleen Reynolds. Taylor Suters is here, branch manager for the Cheviot branch of the Cheviot Branch Library, bringing over 12 years of dedicated service to CHPL. She began her career as a part-time page in the sorting and materials retrieval department while pursuing her undergraduate degree in business administration at the University of Cincinnati. In 2021, Taylor earned her Master of Library and Information Science from Kent State University, which propelled her into leadership roles within CHPL. Since then, she has served as grants librarian, then outreach services supervisor, and was promoted to her current role in 2023. Taylor has made significant contributions to system-wide initiatives, including the One-Stop Reentry Program, the Staff Recognition Team, and the New Leader Orientation Team, where she supports new leaders across the organization. And she is, and here is Taylor. Do you have a little report for us?
I do,
Okay.
yes, thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our newly updated Cheviot Branch Library. Thank you for hosting today's board meeting here and allowing me the opportunity to share the impact of our investment in the Cheviot community. The library has been serving the Cheviot community since 1919, with our current location opening to the public in 1962. The mid-century modern design intended to highlight the surrounding landscape has become a notable structure in the neighborhood, and it's something we heard many times throughout our community engagement sessions. Throughout our facilities master plan, attendees remained engaged and vocal about the project, expressing the need for expanded family spaces, a quiet adult space, and an accessible restroom and meeting room.
In addition to the many suggestions for improvement, the community shared their appreciation for the building design and hope that we can maintain our ski lodge look. Our branch closed for service on September 7th, 2024, but remained a presence in the community through school visits and outreach events. And after 8 short months, the Cheviot Branch Library opened to the public on May 10th, 2025, where our customers enjoyed crafts, story time, and a live jazz musician. Our reopening highlighted the importance of our presence in the community and featured the original guest book from our ribbon cutting ceremony in 1962. Our grand reopening had 1,032 attendees and nearly 500 checkouts on the first day.
Yeah.
Our newly renovated facility features an accessible entry from the parking lot, an elevator with access to all levels, a meeting room and restroom on the main floor, an expanded children's collection, and a quiet adult space with an electric fireplace. Our customer response has been overwhelmingly positive. Our expanded children's collection has caught the attention of neighborhood families, many of who are using the space to gather for playdates and programs. We've also heard countless compliments about the updates to the building. I can't believe that this used to be the children's room. It's so much brighter in here. You can finally see the windows, and you kept the ceiling. So, the most meaningful comment that we have heard was from a regular customer who said that he could finally use the restroom here. So that's what it was all about. I would like to thank you all for your support in making this project possible, especially our Board of Trustees. And I would also like to thank our senior leadership team for guiding us through the project, and a special thanks to the Cheviot staff who provided meaningful feedback, shelved books, and planned events in preparation for service. Our community has repeatedly expressed their gratitude to the library for their investment in the Cheviot neighborhood. So thank you for allowing me the time to share, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
So I just have a comment or a question.
Yeah.
The one-stop reentry program, is that through the courthouse for those who
Yeah.
are reentering?
I would do that with
Yes.
David, yes, as I say, I would see you there quite a few times, Judge.
Which David?
David Siders, yeah.
Oh, okay.
David Siders
There's
and I
another
would do that
David
for a
there,
long
David
time,
Allen.
so.
Yeah, David side. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know, those who have come, who have been released from prison, are now, have wraparound services that the court provides. And the library, of course, stepped in and helped put together a one-stop reentry program, serving thousands and thousands of people because we're finding out that, reading in association with libraries is, steps toward civic responsibility and, reduces recidivism. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great event also.
Oh, thank you, and thank you all for being here.
Yeah, and I love the video footage that we saw afterwards of all the interviews from individual customers. I mean, you could really tell that everyone was really excited about this. So great job all around. Great job, team. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
And a special thanks to Mr. Hennon, Mr. Harding, and Ms. Reynolds who stopped by our photo booth and made a tremendously memorable photo, which I am sure is going to come back. And, that is like not the last time we've seen that photo. So much fun.
For the next
Yes,
reopening.
yeah. But everyone, it was just so much fun.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. That's a good gift.
Doing our part.
Pink bow.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. And moving right along to the free tax preparation, more services that we provide. For the 5th consecutive year, we partnered with the United Way of Greater Cincinnati to provide free tax preparation services to individuals and families in need. The program was successfully implemented at 7 locations: Main Library, Groesbeck, Harrison, Madisonville, North Central, Price Hill, and Reading. United Way provided 5 sites directly, while AARP provided services at 2 additional locations. United Way also coordinated appointment scheduling and data services across all 7 sites. Over 400 volunteers worked to provide this service, and our staff provided support by greeting and performing intake services to allow preparers to have more time to focus on returns. This collaborative tax preparation served 1,259 individuals and families, saving them $346,225 in filing fees, and helping to claim more than $1,147,783 in refunds. Guess I'll be using that service this year. Representing a 7% increase in the number of taxpayers served compared to the previous season. This outcome would not have been possible without the unwavering support and dedication of our partner, the United Way, and their collaboration in staffing all locations with volunteers from AARP, AmeriCorps, NCC, Ernst & Young, GE Aviation, and Kroger's. Hospitality custodial services transition. As part of our strategic priority of welcoming spaces, CHBL transitioned custodial services to Harvard Maintenance on May 16, 2025. Now operating under our hospitality model, the shift emphasizes responsiveness, professionalism, and a cleaner, more welcome environment. The 30-day onboarding plan introduced daily routine cards, a work order system, and clear communication protocols. Existing staff were offered roles with Harvard to ensure continuity. Early feedback has been positive, with staff noting improved cleanliness and service. Summer Reading 2025, Reading on the River. Summer Reading is alive, running May 31st through July 31st. As our largest program of the year, Summer Reading continues to be a cornerstone of the youth engagement efforts and a powerful platform for encouraging literary growth through the summer months. This year's theme, Reading on the River, invites participants to embark on literary journeys inspired by the rivers that connect us, celebrating the flow of imagination, knowledge, and discovery that books provide. In alignment with the state's continuing focus on the science of reading, we are again emphasizing reading and skill-building activities designed to help young people strengthen their literacy. All youth who visit any CHPL location this summer will receive a free book to keep and a summer reading challenge sheet. These challenges, customized for teens and kids, are designed to encourage regular reading habits and personal exploration through books and activities. Special thanks go to the Library Foundation and Friends of the Public Library for their continued generous support, helping to make summer reading a meaningful and memorable experience for thousands of young readers across Hamilton County. Last Mile Food Rescue. In May 2025, the Pricedale branch began a new partnership with Last Mile Food Rescue to help combat food insecurity in the local community. Together, they launched a free mobile food market at the branch, offering residents access to fresh produce and pantry staples that would otherwise go to waste. The market takes place every Monday from 1 to 3 p.m., featuring fresh fruits, vegetables, and shelf-stable items, all rescued from local food donors to reduce waste and nourish the community. This effort supports Last Mile Food Rescue's larger mission to keep surplus food out of landfills and deliver it to neighborhoods in need. West End Branch receives a grant. As noted in the development report, the library has received a gift from the Duke Energy Foundation. This grant will fund an Animal Adventures program series at the West End Branch. With $2,500 in grant funding, the library will host 2 major interactive events. Newport Aquarium Outreach Program featuring live aquatic and exotic animals like a penguin or lizard, and a mobile petting zoo experience with gentle animals such as goats, bunnies, and chickens, giving kids the chance to safely interact with and learn about animals up close. The grant also provides an animal-themed book for each child to take home. Meet Me at Maine 1-year anniversary celebration and review. I'm going to give some of this report, and I'm going to turn a bunch of it over to Sister Kathy Bock. Did you want me to? You want to do this part? Would you like to read this part?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. In celebration of the 1-year anniversary of the reopening of the main library last year, we will host a weekend-long anniversary, not a week-long, a weekend-long.
Weekend-long.
On July 12th through 13th this year, featuring a dynamic schedule of art performances, maker activities, music, and community engagement, along with food trucks and giveaways. Highlights include performances by P. Ann Everson Price and her all-star band, Madcap Puppets, DJ Monet, Elements, Cincinnati Shakespeare in the Park, and piano guest artist Ricky Nye. Makerspace demonstrations, sidewalk chalk art, food trucks, and face painting will add to the festive atmosphere with support from community partners like the Cincinnati Art Museum and the Cincinnati Book Arts Society. This milestone celebration honors the Main Library's continued transformation into a thriving public space for learning, culture, and connection, and demonstrates CHPL's commitment to celebrating literacy, creativity, and community in our modern library environment. And I do have a presentation that will kind of highlight our last year at the Main Library and touch on what's to come. There we go. Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm excited to take you all on a journey through a remarkable year at our Main Library, a year that was really defined by growth, creativity, and community connection. So this first slide kind of covers what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to throw a lot of numbers at you with some statistics, talk about Maine as a destination, and highlight our summer reading kickoff at Maine, and then talk a little bit about what's next. So here are all of the numbers in ways in which we have really shows a snapshot of our progress. Since the grand opening of the South Building in July 2024, the numbers speak volumes. Nearly 500,000 visits, a 46% increase year over year. The social stairs alone welcomed over 46,000 climbers, a symbol of how our spaces invite movement, curiosity, and engagement.
I think we just clap it. Double.
Yeah.
Nearly double.
Right?
That's
Thank you. We recorded 4,610 room reservations. That's an 80% increase. So I just really want to note that in terms of how much we've invested in our spaces and how much people are truly using them. Makerspace sessions, checkouts, and program attendance also saw double-digit growth. These aren't just statistics, they are stories of people discovering, learning, and connecting. The Main Library is more than just a building, though. It's truly a destination. Our central location downtown and reimagined spaces have made us a vital part of downtown Cincinnati's cultural fabric. Whether it's opening day, Blink, or the Asian Food Fest, we're not just nearby, we're involved. We are the place where the city gathers. The library is not just a place to visit, it's a place to experience. And we've brought that energy indoors as well. From the whimsical urban pumpkin patch to the sold-out Friedrich Bachman author talk with 490 attendees in the atrium. That's what that photo is right there. Our programming has been bold, joyful, and inclusive. Sundays on the Stairs brought together 630 attendees to see 9 local music groups. Our Books by the Banks, put on by Holbrook Sample and team, drew nearly 2,800 visitors. And Meet Me at Maine's opening weekend welcomed over 12,000 people, a celebration of what libraries can be. And as I mentioned, we're planning Meet Me at Maine 2 for our 1-year anniversary, July 12th and 13th, and we have just as much, if not more, planned for that weekend. So, right, weekend. So I hope you can come back for that. We've introduced some creative and engaging new programs, such as our stuffed animal sleepover. That was really cute. Kids dropped off their stuffed animals, and then the children's librarians did stories and programs and crafts with them, and we all took pictures and put it on social media. It was really popular on Instagram. The kids loved it. And they got
it's sold out, Jen.
Oh, yes.
They
It sold out in day one.
Yeah.
They,
It was
they actually
crazy.
spent all night, or they just spent an
It was
evening?
their stuffed animals.
Their
Yeah,
stuffed
yeah,
animals,
yeah. They
right.
left their,
Okay,
they
they're
trusted
the
us with their stuffies for the
Oh,
evening,
okay.
so they went on an adventure. Another fun new one we did was called the Galactic and Fantastic Family Tea Party. While still maintaining our signature destination events, including the 76 people who came to our 66th Veterans Day commemoration. We'll have that again this year, and then Senior Sundays are something new that we're trying as well. Shifting a little bit to talk about summer reading, we had a big kickoff carnival at the downtown Main Library on May 31st. And this was another highlight and a huge success. We had over 1,000 attendees, a petting zoo. You can see that there with the llama. These are the gentle animals we were talking about. Kona Ice and the Cincinnati Circus. More than 400 kids and teens signed up for our summer reading program, which is Reading on the River. And it really set the tone for a summer of imagination. Our outdoor activations, from Blink to the roller skating demo, are shaping how customers are using and enjoying our spaces. And what is to come? Well, looking ahead, we're planning a refresh of our makerspace, which would better support evolving creative needs, including new equipment and an updated layout to inspire innovation. We're also working closely with Champlin Architecture and Turner to enhance the 9th Street exterior. These improvements will help really unify our campus downtown, improve visibility, and create a more welcoming and cohesive experience for our visitors. As was mentioned in the Facilities and Finance report, this work includes creating facade designs that visually connect the south and north buildings. The color scheme will also tie in with the Phronesis art installation that is over on the South Plaza, helping visually link the two buildings and reinforce our identity as one vibrant destination downtown. And I just wanted to note a few public safety measures that we've been working on as well. We've implemented several strategic initiatives on 9th Street and Prior Alley. Public safety has increased patrols, boosting visibility and reassurance. We partner with 3CDC, featuring weekly coordination and joint patrols with ambassadors to ensure consistent coverage and teamwork. And finally, community engagement. Efforts like resource fairs, hosting the 513 relief bus, tabling events, and coffee Fridays really help connect with our frequent visitors and to services and build trust. So I shared a lot of numbers and statistics with you, and I'm very proud of those, but numbers and statistics really don't mean anything if you don't have a story behind them. So as we celebrate the milestones and numbers, it's the personal moments that truly define our impact. And one of the stories that was shared with us from the children's librarian and our One South team was about a regular Storytime attendee who was turning 1 year old, and her family brought them to the library to celebrate. They brought in a huge cake and snacks to share with all the kids in the family, and they made sure the library staff got some too, because they said the library is his favorite place and our staff are his favorite people. So what followed was an impromptu birthday party right there in the kids area. They were having a program, so they had music by Peanut Butter and Jams, and Madcap Puppets were performing. So it sounds like a wonderful way to celebrate your birthday. Right. It was spontaneous, joyful, and really deeply meaningful. So this is what it means to be a community-centered library, a place where milestones are shared and memories are made together. Finally, I just want to end with a thank you to all of you for making this possible, and to our main library staff, including our public safety team, who really are working hard. Your dedication has made all of this possible, and I think that we've really transformed this place into a place where people don't just visit, but they belong. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for your report.
Appreciate it.
And your
Thanks.
work and the results.
Thank you so much.
And so, the Ohio Civil Rights Commission charge has been on Thursday, June the 5th. The library received notice that the Ohio Civil Rights Commission charge filed by library customer Lauren Hodge has been dismissed. And with that concludes my report.
Mr. Harding, before we move on, I just want to go back to my report very briefly. Can we do that okay?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure the budget stuff is moving so quickly. So what we have in the report is correct. The difference, we are, however, scheduled to lose funds because of the $10 million coming off the top that will be funding these other elements. I only say that because we've been sending out information. This is not by the numbers, incorrect, but by the way that the Senate bill changes the distribution to these things here, then the money that we would be getting, all public libraries in Ohio, is less. So I just.
The distribution changes.
Yeah.
And I have a question, just exactly, who is the Ohio Library Association?
So that is it's a long-standing literary group that celebrates Ohio
Ohio
authors.
authors?
And I think it was a governor
somewhere in
first.
Columbus.
Yeah. And-
Authors.
Yeah.
3 people a year go through it.
We have
3 people a year go through, yeah. So this is actually a building?
no, it's an organization, and they have sort of an event annually. So all of these things are a little bit in the weeds, like the regional library system. So that's why it's confusing, and I felt like I didn't do it justice. So I thank you very much. I just wanted to make sure these are the current numbers. It's simply an issue of trying to describe how it's being given to the libraries, and it doesn't include that full amount because of those other elements. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions about that?
Changing by the minute.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I wanna make sure I've got the right
It's
stuff.
a moving target, yep. All right, well, I will turn things over to Ms. Reynolds for the HR committee report.
Thank you, and thank you always to Ms. Kyla Harden for this report. We'll start with the Community Leadership Certificate Program. On April 17th, 2025, we celebrated the graduation of the inaugural cohort of the CHPL staff earning their Community Leadership Certificate. Offered in partnership with Cincinnati State, this program is designed to support staff who do not hold an MLS or MLIS by equipping them with the skills needed to advance into public service leadership roles, such as branch manager or branch supervisor. The celebration, graciously hosted by Cincinnati State, featured a delicious lunch prepared by the college culinary students, acknowledgments from program leaders, and inspiring remarks from Edith Gillespie, Oakley branch manager and certificate recipient. A second cohort of 6 participants is currently progressing well through the program, and interviews and selections for a third group to begin fall 2025 are actively in progress. Tomorrow's Leader Program. Interviews and selections for the 2025-2026 Tomorrow's Leader Program are well underway, with final participant notifications to be shared in June. TLP is a development program for our individual contributors who have the potential and are interested in leadership opportunities with CHPL. Our library is committed to developing our staff and preparing them to take on greater responsibilities. Through this program, we can increase the bench strength of prospective library leaders by providing the opportunity to be exposed to a variety of developmental opportunities, including assessment of competencies, monthly group development sessions, individual coaching, mentorship from a current leader, and exposure to interviewing. The upcoming TLP cohort will begin in August 2025 and conclude in May 2026, continuing to build a strong pipeline of future leaders ready to contribute to CHPL's success. Staff and Retiree Recognition Program. The 12th Annual Staff Recognition Program was held on Sunday, May 18th at the main library. I was sorry to miss that. This year, service recognition pins were given to all staff reaching a 5-year increment anniversary. During this year's event, Emily Griffiths, Youth Programs Coordinator, was awarded the Rookie of the Year for her outstanding performance in her first 18 months with the library. Sarah Doyle, Library Customer Specialist at the Harrison Branch, and Joe Armstrong, Brand and Communications Director, were recognized as the Impact Award and Bunny Daner Prize recipients for their exceptional contributions and service. Thank you to Ella Euler, One South Department Manager, Lacey Worley, Outreach Services Manager, Jennifer Korn, Pleasant Ridge Branch Manager, and Miranda Gulassi, and Sarah McGuire in our Program and Events Department. Apologies if I said your names incorrectly, as well as members of the Staff Recognition Team for going above and beyond to coordinate this fun event. Thank you also to all staff and retirees who were able to attend and celebrate all of our accomplishments in this past year. This concludes my report.
Thank you. And that was a great event. It was so wonderful to see, see our veterans come back. I'll put it that way. Our retirees who, continue to come back and support what you all do. And it was great to celebrate, many of our staff who have been with the library for decades. And I think that's a testament to how great of an organization we have. So really good job. Kudos to the team who put that together. So
And
thank
thanks
you
for
that.
emceeing it.
Yeah.
Because
That was
you
fun.
were over the mic.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
Thank you. I will now turn things over to Ms. Lewis for the Technology Committee report.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Holbrook, for always preparing a great report. I appreciate that. Cybersecurity update. Cybersecurity is a top priority for CHPL, especially in light of recent ransomware incidents at local organizations such as Kettering Health. We have implemented various measures to protect our network and enhance staff awareness of potential threats. Since 2021, we have strengthened password requirements, upgraded storage and backups, improved internet certificate management, and enhanced server antivirus and anti-malware protections. We also introduced password management tools for high-risk users. As discussed at the February 2025 board meeting, IT will roll out cybersecurity training for all staff and develop an incident response plan with Ohio Persistent Cyber Improvement Team from the University of Cincinnati. Upgrades include new core switches and email security tools. Please note the appendix at the end of this report provides additional information about our ongoing preparedness work. Renovated Sims and refreshed Oakley Branch's technology. The new Sims branch will feature a Linkso 10-bin sorter, the first among branches to enhance efficiency. This sorter includes a staff induction point for in-branch returns and connects to the drive-through for vehicle returns. Additionally, a sizable 24-hour holds locker from Linkso will provide convenient book and material pickups. Both units have been ordered. As part of its upcoming refresh, the Oakley branch will receive a new Linkso holds locker, similar to the one being installed at Sims. The current holds locker at Oakley will be redeployed to the Harrison branch. Technology and Logistics Leadership and Professional Organizations. Bill Lane, IT Manager, has started his second 3-year term on the Ohio Public Library Information Network Board. Cataloging and Processing Manager Michael Christian Budd serves as the Treasurer for OhioNet, a position that also makes him a member of the OhioNet Executive Committee. He is running for a second term on the board. Caitlin Tracy Miller is on the Planning Committee for the BiblioCommons Conference. BiblioCon in Toronto this fall. Holbrook Sample continues to serve as treasurer and board member for Books by the Banks, scheduled for November 15th at the main library. Ongoing digital strategy analysis. As discussed at the April board meeting, we continue to review options for our approach to digital material acquisition, the vendors with whom we work and whose products support our community's library use, and as budget grows tighter and costs increase, which products are the highest priority CHPL to offer. We intend to review initial thoughts and longer-term recommendations at the August and October board meetings. Let me make sure I didn't miss.
Do you need a water break there? Another report.
I know, I'm right up next.
That's right.
Give me just a second, and I'll be ready. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you think Books by the Banks is gonna stay at the main library?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really is a great fit.
yeah. That's such a huge deal.
Yeah,
That's yeah,
everyone seems to love it.
yeah. That's
There.
great news.
So,
Thanks.
it's great.
All right, Strategy Committee prepared by Michelle Matthews, Community and Employment Engagement Director, Tara Kressler, Assistant Public Services Director. Thank you for preparing the report. Barbershop Books. We are excited to announce the launch of the Barbershop Books program. The 10 participating barbershops are located in a variety of neighborhoods, including Evanston, Barnes Barbershop, Madisonville, Barnes Barbershop, and Distinguished Cuts, Mount Healthy, Bow Barbershop, Finneytown, Forever Cutting Up, Westwood, G's Perfection Plus Barbershop, Quarryville, Irby's Barbershop, Silverton, Razor One Cuts Barbershop, Northside, Supreme Styles Barbershop, and Cheviot Todd Cuts. Several of these barbershops have reported already seeing more boys reading. Irby's Barbershop rewards children with Pokemon cards for each book they read. One child eagerly read 10 books to earn. Good for him.
Yes.
Barnes Barbershop in Madisonville shared that they are amazed by the excitement of the kids when they see books available for them. Additionally, girls visiting the barbershop expressed a desire for books with female characters. In response, Jenna Felsheim, the branch manager at Madisonville, provided books featuring girls. We are planning a back-to-school event on August 13th at the Deer Park branch in collaboration with the barbershops. We are deeply grateful to the Library Foundation for the financial support of this program. As a school principal, that is absolutely amazing because there are so many times when students sit still that they're on their phones.
Yeah.
They are playing games on their phone, which is fine, but to actually get them to sit still and read and put their phones down and all electronic devices, that is absolutely amazing. So I think this is an amazing program.
I mean, I don't know whose idea it was to understand that children, it takes sometimes hours to get through a barbershop experience, start to finish, waiting for the crowd, and the kids are just in there, just
Yeah. So,
nervous energy bored, crying, whimpering, it's not a good situation. So, someone had a genius idea. I think, that was you? Michelle?
yes.
All right.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Good job. Denison Culture Survey Update. To gain more insight into the results of our 2025 Denison Culture Survey, Regional Manager Justin Rampa will facilitate up to 10 staff focus groups this summer. These sessions aim to dive deeper into the feedback provided by staff. The survey results, along with additional feedback from the focus groups, will provide further insight into our ongoing work in creating the best culture we can for a healthy, supportive workplace. Hamilton County Small Business Expo. The third annual Hamilton County Small Business Day, held on May 12, 2025 at Xavier Centos Center, had a bustling atmosphere with small business service providers giving hands-on assistance. Hamilton County leaders asked the library to provide a spotlight on CHPL, Makerspace, resources that assist entrepreneurs with growing their business, such as our vinyl banner and product labeling equipment. We connected entrepreneurs with our online resources such as Explora, Small Business Reference Center, which provides sample business plans, information on managing business taxes, growing staff, and financial forecasting. Attendees are always thrilled to learn that we provide free access to the Cincinnati Business Courier. Hamilton County leaders estimated that more than 1,100 people were in attendance. Mission All In. In celebration of Turner's Construction's founding in May, we once again partnered with Turner Holding Hands and the 513 Relief Bus to host the third annual Mission All In. On Thursday, May 22nd, 2025, our resource fair provided access to food, a clothing shopping experience, medical care, JFS services, boat riders free Ohio IDs, Cincy Animal Care free resources, employment opportunities, and more at no cost to our community. Turner reports we have been able to distribute over 20,000 items serving our 500 individuals at each event. It's amazing. Workforce Council on SW Ohio Youth Council. This year, Michelle Matthews, Community Engagement Director, joined the Workforce Council of SW Ohio, newly formed youth committee. On May 15th, the council held a youth career readiness convening of youth serving organizations. The group identified challenges and opportunities local organizations face in preparing youth and young adults for meaningful careers, how to build awareness and understanding of career readiness efforts in the community, and to identify opportunities for stronger support and alignment across the region. Money Talk. On April 8th, the Harrison branch offered a workshop with HUD certified financial counselor that covered money trauma and why we spend money the way we do. Customers learned how to recognize money spending habits and change them for the better. This workshop explained the different types of credit cards and loans, APR, what goes into a credit score, and the effects of a poor credit score, predatory lending, and how to recognize it. It was discussed along with common scams and how to avoid them. There was a Q&A session after the workshop, which offered in partnership with the Brighton Center. And I always try to talk to my students at school about credit and building credit, and if you mess your credit up, you can get absolutely nothing. And so this is good, even though it's adults, we're trying to also start early with kids. So financial, it is so important, yes. Cybersecurity training for Ohio small businesses and nonprofits. In April and May, Dr. Olivia K. Hernandez, Ohio small business owner and lead engineer in industrial cybersecurity at The Ohio State University Center for Design and Manufacturing Excellence, shared cybersecurity basics for Ohio small businesses. Dr. Hernandez covered incident response planning and cybersecurity risk assessments. She shared a free on-demand online resource created by OSU, funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration, where organizations can gain more in-depth knowledge of cybersecurity. Outreach Services 24-25 school year. Once again, our Outreach Service Department had a busy school year. They assembled and delivered teacher collections to an average of 69 schools, 475 teachers, and 15,000 items each month from September to April. They also visited a total of 428 classrooms with 5,743 attendees from August to May.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis.
Ah.
Now, Mr. Hendon, bring us home on the development committee.
I will do that. This is from Stacy Dennison, Development Director. This deals with foundation development items. Development Office. The 2025 Mary S. Stern Lecture will be hosted at the Aronoff Center of the Arts on September 30th. It'll feature acclaimed journalist and author Nicholas Kristof. Kristof will be discussing his book, Chasing Hope, A Reporter's Life. Libraries received a significant gift from the estate of Houston Vermont. The Library Foundation is hosting an after-hours event on July 10th to celebrate the one-year anniversary of the reopening of downtown Main Library. Tickets for Book by the Evening are $200 for hosts and hostesses or $50 for individual, with additional sponsorships available. The annual Spring Giving Campaign continues with great success. During the library giving, 145 donors responded with gifts averaging was $50. 144 donors were new contributors. Significant gifts have been received from Robert Dorsey, the Scripps Howard Foundation in support of the Homework Helper Program, Anonymous, Sarah and Tom Evans, the Duke Energy Foundation, Sylvia Jacobs, Charles and John Roising in support of new video monitor for the Cincinnati Room, and John and Karen Mortiz. Friends of the Public Library. The Friends have agreed to continue working with library staff on the collections project for the downtown library. The project was started in 2019 and has continued in phases since then. Friends manage and fund the work of 2 independent consultants and collections experts. The work initiated phase is expected to be completed in the next 12 months.
I also want to, oh, there's more. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Beg your pardon?
I had a comment. I wanted to thank the library because you also provide free books to the Hamilton Law Library on the
One
6th
more
floor.
sentence.
Yeah, okay.
Anderson Township Library Association, the 45th annual summer sale will be held at Nagel Middle School on June 20th through 22nd. And that completes my report.
I was commenting when you were talking about the Friends of the Library, but that's good. Because there are also the whole table of free books that are available on the 6th floor, all the way up in the courthouse. Some people don't even know it's there, but the lawyers really appreciate that, and folks who use our law library.
And we have books for the jurors too.
And books for the jurors, right, they really appreciate it.
They do.
Well, thank you. I will need a motion and voice vote for approval for the consent items.
I would make a motion, consent items.
Second.
All in favor?
Is
Aye.
it okay that I was absent for one of them?
That was the first board meeting, I missed them like for years, so I
Oh.
was like,
That's
happened.
Shame, shame.
So
I
all
know,
in,
I know.
did we all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Lastly, a motion to adjourn.
Move. So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next
you.
board meeting may be August 19th. We are considering moving
Yep.
that, so just as a
Yep.
note to everyone, you should know soon on that.
Yep, and that's, we're looking at what's gonna come of the state funding
Yes.
talks, so more to come on that. So, thank you all for your diligence.
Thank you.
Yep.